Hey, so welcome everybody to Hello Wise Self, Connect with Your Inner Wisdom for Career Clarity and Action. I'm Lisa Riker and I am the Career and Professional Development Lead within People and Organization Development. And I'm excited to share with you this series. This is the fourth in our this fall's Now Encore series offering, which is the expansion of our Now conference, in which we host post-conference workshops with a broader topic focus around career development. And these workshops are led by guest presenters who so generously volunteered their time and to share their passion and their expertise on a particular topic. And our Now Encore series, they're developed to be smaller in audience size than the full day Now conference and are structured to invite deeper engagement. And so that's what we invite you to do today. Here we are in this Thursday afternoon, and with this topic, we just want you to get comfortable and unwind and take this time for really self-reflection, self-care, and some community engagement. And here to guide us is Dinorah Meyer, who I am just thrilled and welcome to introduce. And Dinorah is the Assistant Director and Career Counselor within the College of Environmental Design through our Career Center. And Dinorah also is a yoga teacher, and she has been an amazing coach as part of our multiple Now conferences. And so Dinorah, thank you so much for being here, and I will let you take it from here.
Thank you, Lisa. Sorry for my lighting being a little strange. Welcome, everybody. And actually, so I'm one of many assistant directors at the Career Counselor. There are a whole bunch of us, and I'm just the one who serves the College of Environmental Design. I'm so happy to be here and to see you all here. And if you're willing to be on camera, that would be wonderful, because then I can see if you're following along with what's happening. If you're uncomfortable with that, of course, you can keep your camera off. Especially when we're moving around, it'll be helpful for me to be able to see you. And so I wanted to start off. Well, actually, Lisa, I couldn't see the results of the poll, so maybe you could summarize them for me.
Yeah, sure. So I think as people entered, because we had it up, they were able to take it, and then once they hit submit, it disappeared for them. So let's just make sure everybody has taken it. So I'm going to end the poll and share the results. And so now everybody should be able to see the results. Can you see them as well, Dinorah?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay, great.
So there's a good amount of curiosity, some professional, some personal development, some stress management. Hopefully this will help with all of those. Okay, and then a little bit of experience or practicing intermittently. Great, that's very helpful, just to have an idea. And you don't really have to have any experience or background in order to hopefully benefit from this workshop. So I'm going to close the poll results. And what I wanted to do was start with a little story. And Pat is here from the Career Center. She may remember this. Well, I'm sure she will. So every year, the Career Center has a holiday party, as many offices do. And we used to go to his lordship near the Berkeley Marina, and we would have a white elephant gift exchange, where everybody brings a gift, and we choose wrapped presents, and we get to be surprised by what's in there and sometimes steal from each other. And I managed to sit next to a colleague who got this. Can you see this? The Ultimate Anti-Career Guide by Rick Jarrow. The subtitle is The Inner Path to Finding Your Work in the World. So my colleague, I asked my colleague, could I take a look at that? I'm just very curious about it. And when I opened it up, I saw that there were these 8 CDs. Amazing, 8 CDs. And I started looking at the notes, and it was talking about, let's see, the 7th chakra, the theater of the divine play. What? The chakras? So I was very excited to see this. And he wound up giving it to me, which was very generous of him. So why is this so important to me, and ultimately leads to me teaching this workshop? So I've been a career counselor now for more than 20 years. And at the time, this was 5 years ago in 2016, I was getting kind of tired of approaching career counseling the same way all the time. I was feeling as if I needed something new. I enjoyed helping people, but I wanted to have something new to bring into it. And a year before the party, I had gotten certified to teach yoga. I had started taking classes in 2013 and was interested in learning more and just pursue this 200-hour yoga teacher certification, not with a view to teaching, but I wound up teaching some. And in the course of that teaching, I learned about philosophy, yoga philosophy, how to teach poses, breathing, meditation, those kinds of things. And the chakras were among those topics. And so for me, the convergence of these two worlds, yoga and career development, was very exciting because I'd been looking for something new, and here I had something that was actually matching the two together, bringing the two together. And Rick Jarrow, who developed these audio CDs, he was a professor at Vassar at the time of the history of religion, and also a career consultant. So he had some great experience to bring to it. And so what I've done since, listening to these CDs in my car for hours, some years ago, I have drawn from it, but also drawn from my experience as a career counselor and as a yoga teacher, and continuing in my training in yoga, to develop this workshop in which I am using the chakras as a means of connecting, as a means of helping people with their career development, with addressing different aspects of career development. So I'm very excited to bring this to you today. And what I'd like to do next is, I'm just gonna look at my notes for a moment. Okay. So, in these years of COVID, we've seen a lot of people leaving their work. We have 4.3 million in August, apparently. And so a lot of people are reassessing what's important to them, both in their career and personal lives. And so there's been a lot of movement. And at the same time, it can be challenging to make a change. It's not like this thing you snap your fingers and suddenly you're in a new situation, everything is going the way you'd like. It's a process. It takes steps to move from one thing to another. And it can bring up a lot of feelings, a lot of anxiety, some excitement for sure, but also like uncertainty, self-doubt, a lot of inner experience that can make it hard to move forward. So what I'm bringing to you with this workshop is some tools to help you access different aspects of yourself, moving through the chakras, looking at them, experiencing them in some way, and helping you maybe to answer some questions to address some of your needs as we go along through the chakras, to help you move in a new direction if that's what you'd like, or at least to understand. I haven't put my slides up, sorry, Lisa. Thank you. At least to understand, to get a better understanding, of have a greater awareness about yourself. Do I want to change? Do I not want to change? What's operating within me? What are the factors operating within me that are right now? So I'm going to share my screen now, and let me just shift out of something for a moment. Just a moment. Let's see. Okay, go over here. There we go. Now I can share my screen. Here's my slideshow. And presenting. Okay, you've gotten this part. So I've since the 200-hour teacher training, I've completed 300 more hours of training, but that's not the most interesting aspect of this, hopefully. We've talked about the ultimate anti-career guide, and now we're looking at the chakras. Okay, so what we have here is the 7 chakras, and actually there are more than 7 chakras, but in many systems, many traditions, or the tradition from which I'm operating, speaks to 7 chakras. There are other traditions that have 5 or 6, and actually it's there are as many as 114, and there's a lot more going on than what's represented here, but this is what we're going to be working from. And you can see that the chakras are lined up from the base of the spine, moving up the spinal column to the crown, up to the crown. And it's not actually the physical parts of your body, but they're associated, they correspond with parts of the body. And each of them, you can see on the left, the name of the chakra in English, and on the right, a term that speaks to the purpose of that chakra, or its theme, essentially. The terms on the right are not meant to be, you know, like they're everything about that chakra, just a checkpoint for you. And I want to point out also that the colors that we see here were not actually in the original Indian texts from up to 1500, up to before, they originated in 1500 BC. So they've been around for a long time, but they didn't, or discussion of the chakras has been around for a long time, but the colors were not associated with it. In an author in 1927 attached the colors to it, and it's not from the original, but it is a useful tool for helping to visualize different parts. I'm not going to focus on the colors. I just wanted to make a point of sharing this with you to give you just a little bit of information. So you can see the different terms on the right. I'm going to, just one moment, I just want to check my notes, make sure I'm saying everything I want to tell you. So what we're using, again, we're using the chakras as a toolbox, as a sort of conceptual map of touch points through the body, lenses to look at human experience. Okay. And as we're going through, I encourage you to just notice which ones resonate with you more or less. Some of them may feel very, very important, and others may feel like, doesn't feel as salient to me right now, or maybe it feels like, that's something I should be paying more attention to. So I invite you to notice those as we go along. So that's that. I'm going to stop sharing this now and move into some actual physical practice. All right. So to get into the body, to get comfortable in the body, I'm going to move back a little bit because it's very hot in the sun. Sorry about that. So I invite you to get into a comfortable seat. You can sit on the floor or on a chair, wherever is comfortable for you. And you can sit cross-legged, or you can sit on your shins, whichever you prefer. And we're going to be here for a few minutes. And sitting here, I invite you to, once you've gotten seated, if you'd like to, you can close your eyes or find a point of focus a few feet in front of you. To rest your gaze, to soften your gaze, so not staring, but just sort of softening your gaze. I like to close my eyes because I find it easier to turn my attention inward, to turn my senses inward. And so from this place, take a moment to just notice how you are feeling in your body. Feel the part of your body connected to the surface beneath you, the weight of your body downward, the crown of your head reaching up toward the sky. Gently tuck your chin to lengthen the back of your neck. Feel your shoulders heavy. And begin to breathe in and out through your nose. Just natural breathing. And again, take note of how you're feeling physically. You may notice parts of your body that feel a little tense or tight. Notice if you're holding tension in your face that you don't need to, around your eyes or your jaw. See if you can relax into that, into the exhales. With the exhale, allow your body to soften your face, your shoulders, your thighs. Continue breathing in and out. Take a moment to notice your energy. What is your energy like? Do you feel a little bit heavy or lethargic? Perhaps pretty energetic? Or somewhere in between? And notice how your mind is right now. If you have a lot of activity there, a lot of thoughts coming in and out, or if it's pretty quiet. I invite you to pay a little bit more attention to your breath, focusing on the inhale and the exhale. With each inhale, feeling the cool air coming in through your nostrils. With each exhale, relaxing and softening a little bit in your body. Taking your time with the breathing. Allowing your body to settle in right here, for you to be present in this moment. With each breath in, you're taking in a little bit of new energy. With each exhale, you're letting go of anything that isn't serving you right now. Could be tension or worry, planning. Just allowing yourself to be here in this moment. And as we continue to breathe, you can imagine breathing up into a central channel from the base of your spine all the way up through the crown of your head. And with the exhale, allowing the breath to come back down. Just imagining traveling up and down your spine. Or a central channel. And now I invite you to bring a hand to your belly or both hands to your belly and see if you can breathe into your belly. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get to that because it's breathing more deeply. So you're inhaling through your nose and you're bringing the air down and expanding your belly. You can maybe even push it out a little bit. Imagine that there's a little balloon there that's expanding with each inhale. And with each exhale, softening inward. I encourage you not to judge yourself if your belly isn't expanding very far, or if you're concerned about doing it right. The idea is to have the intention, just making the effort. Breathing into the belly, exhaling, relaxing and pulling inward. And as we continue, breathe into the belly and then see if you can bring the breath up into your ribs. You can bring one hand or both hands to your ribs and breathe up into your rib cage. And then exhale from your ribs back down to your belly. Making this two-part breath, belly and ribs, inhaling, and ribs down to belly, exhaling. And as we continue now, breathe into the belly, ribs, and then up into your chest, into your heart space. You can bring a hand up to your chest. Feel your chest lifting against your hand. And then exhaling from chest to ribs to belly. Continuing with this, noticing if your breath is getting deeper and fuller. Take a couple of more breaths just like this. And then you can come back to natural breathing. You can release your hands down. And then gently open your eyes and come back into the space together. So I wonder how you're feeling right now. If anybody would like to either put in the chat or just unmute yourself and let us know. I feel more relaxed. So when you're trying to make a change in your life, calmer, thank you, Lisa. When you're trying to make a change in your life, you know, if you're coming from a place that's kind of frenetic, it's going to be harder. You know, getting grounded. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your experiences. Getting grounded is a really good first place. And anytime you're feeling scattered or just like you have too many things on your mind, you're being pulled in different directions, taking a seat or even taking a walk and just focusing on your breathing, breathing in and out is a good way to ground yourself. So this is just the starting point I wanted to introduce because breathing is really the basis for everything you do in yoga. Without breathing, it's really not yoga. And in what we're going to be doing moving forward, you're going to be breathing as we go through it. You're going to want to be paying attention to your breath. So moving on, we're going to move into the first chakra. So the first chakra is associated with the base of the spine or the pelvic floor. And each of these chakras has a rite associated with it. The rite for the first chakra, which is the root chakra, is the right to be here, to exist, just to exist, to be here in your full self, just as you are. We tend to see the negative in ourselves, and the idea here is to invite your whole self here, to accept and welcome your whole self here. And the element associated with the root chakra is earth, the ground. It makes sense. It's where you're in contact with the earth, the part of your body that's closest to the ground within your torso. And it's a grounding place to come from. So what I'm going to do now, what I'd like to do is offer a few poses. So we're already seated. I'm not going to go back to the slide because I think that we can just sort of be with our bodies right now, because really that was just meant as an introductory slide. So just being seated is a great way to get grounded, but there are other poses that you can get into that can help with this. So one pose, I just want to show it to you if you want to try it. And if it's something where you're not comfortable, doing this on the floor, I can give you alternatives. You can even, if you're sitting at a chair and you don't want to get on the floor, you can just put your head down on your arms. You're increasing the contact of your body with a surface, and you can just breathe into this. But if you do want to come to the floor, you can take child's pose, and child's pose can be done with the legs open or closed, and it might be more comfortable to start with the legs closed. I'm going to come to a diagonal, and then you're just going to bring your body forward over your legs. And there are different ways you can have your arms. You can have your arms forward with your palms down, and you'll feel a stretch in your shoulders. Or you can have them by your sides with your palms facing up. And you can breathe here. Breathing in through your nose. You can breathe out through your nose or your mouth. And if you'd rather not be on your knees, if that's uncomfortable, another way to do this would be to be on your back. This is called Apanasana. You can just be on your back with your knees, pulling your knees into your chest. It can feel really good to have your back on the ground so you're increasing your surface area connection. This can be very grounding. Bring your knees towards your chest and really focusing on your back body and letting it release into the earth. And there are other poses. You're going to get a handout after this with like a couple more poses, but I just wanted to start with these just to give you an idea. And now what I'd like to do is move into another meditation. And for this one, you can be, again, seated and starting with your eyes closed. And so we're going to be continuing with groundedness, and this is also cultivating a sense of abundance as opposed to scarcity, as opposed to fear. So I invite you again to close your eyes, or again, find a point of focus in front of you. Come back into your body, breathing in and out through your nose. If it's not comfortable breathing through your nose, you can breathe through your mouth. And as we continue to breathe, feel the earth beneath you and feel yourself connected with the earth. Really let it support you. Feel your sitting bones connecting with the surface beneath you, anchoring you and giving you stability. The earth is always there. Hopefully we'll do what we can to keep the planet going. But it's like a foundation that you can build up from. Breathing in through your nose, pull energy up. Imagine pulling energy up from the earth beneath you. And as you exhale, imagine letting go of any tension or worry back down into the earth, sort of recycling it back down. Continue breathing in and out deeply and fully. And now I encourage you to tune into all that you have to offer right now. Your sense of abundance, your personal sense of abundance. There is no one exactly like you. You are a unique person. And so if you were not here, what you bring would also not be here. So again, this is to welcome all of you to the table. You have unique qualities and experiences that nobody else has. Feel your completeness, your sense of abundance, and fullness right here, right now. And now I'd like you to take a moment to recall an experience from any context, work or otherwise, in which you felt that you were confident, you felt like you were in your own element, you were in a state of flow, you were enjoying what you were doing. It could be anything. Whatever comes to mind first is perfect. Any time where you felt good, successful, positive, fulfilled, in the flow. And picture the surroundings. Bring to mind those surroundings. What was around you at the time? Where were you located? Were you inside or outside? What colors surrounded you? Who else was with you? Or were you alone? What was the temperature like? Was there any kind of fragrance? Or if there wasn't one, is there one that you'd like to bring into this visualization right now? What is it that you're doing? How are you using your mind or your body or both? Any part of your body or mind or heart that is coming to play here, the tools that you're using, the skills and strengths that you're getting to apply, to employ. And how does it feel to use these skills, to be able to use these parts of yourself in this endeavor? What is making this experience positive and meaningful to you? How are you relating to yourself? How are others relating to you? How do you feel in your body? How do you feel in your mind? feel that feeling right now, those feelings in your body and mind. See if you can conjure them up now. And as you continue to breathe, notice any other details that stand out to you in this experience. Breathing in and breathing out. And bring to mind what you would like to carry forward from this experience, what you would like to bring forward as you move forward in your life, in your work, whatever it is that you're moving toward. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. And I'm going to share my screen. And okay. So here we have some reflections, reflecting on your experience. You don't have to use these prompts, but they're here for you if it's helpful. These are the prompts that I was giving you, or a number of them. And so I encourage you to take time now to write down, even draw a picture, whatever it is you'd like, just a couple of minutes to record anything that came from this journey, this visualization that you would like to remember, that you'd like to carry forward with you. Everybody can see this slides, right? Okay. Good. And as we're going along, if anybody has any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the chat, or thank you, Harumi. You can put it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. And don't worry about being thorough, just whatever is meaningful to you. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing now. And you're going to get, again, you're going to get the worksheet, and just we have a lot of material to go through, and I'm realizing that time is flying super fast. So what I'd like to ask, if any of you would like to just share anything that stood out to you from this experience, how you felt, the skills you were using, what you were doing, anything, just one detail, you can put it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. How it felt to do this. Oh, Corey, I can't hear you. That's weird. Okay, you're now muted. Try unmuting again. Maybe there's something with your speaker. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Harumi, do you go by Harumi? Thank you. Anybody else want to share anything about the experience? Great. Thank you, John. Great. So there's no right or wrong. It's really just, does it does it speak to you, you know? And so this is a grounding, and perhaps if you look at how you're feeling right now compared to when you first came into the room, maybe you'll notice a little bit of a change in your feelings, in your body, in your mind. So now we're going to move into the second chakra. Thank you, Corey. Great. We're going to move into the second chakra, which is associated with the sacrum. It's a sacral chakra, or you could think of it as the pelvis, basically, the pelvis, the lower belly, right? And it is associated with the right to feel and to want, desire, pleasure, not surprisingly, sexuality, sensuality, movement, and flow. So it's contrasting with the earth-based first chakra. It's associated with water, change, play, creativity. So you can get a sense of like all the different dimensions that it can bring in. And when you're considering moving into a new direction, so sometimes you can get stuck and like, okay, here I am. I'm grounded, but I can't get moving anywhere, and I have no idea what I want. So the purpose of what we're going to be doing now is to try to identify what you want, or to tune into your desire. Okay. So what I'd like to do now, I'm going to put on some music, and we're going to do some movement. And I encourage you to do whatever's comfortable. And always, ahimsa is non-harm. That's one of the first tenets of yoga. So don't do anything that will hurt yourself, and focus on feeling good in your body. So let me just get the music going. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Come back. All righty. So what we're going to do, even though this is associated with the pelvis, we're going to start with some other parts of our bodies just to kind of get going. And you can stand or sit, and let's just rotate through our wrists, opening up our wrist joints. And be sure to breathe as you're doing this. And take them in the opposite direction. And then you can inhale your shoulders up to your ears and bring them down behind you. And go at whatever pace works for you, whatever's comfortable for you, that feels good in your body. You can even take one shoulder and the other if that feels good. And you can allow your arms to move to, keeping in mind that water element, that you're moving and flowing. And you can close your eyes if that feels good for you. No worries about how you look, because everybody is doing their own thing and just being in their own body. And then let's work our way up to standing. If you're standing, if you don't want to stand, that's okay. But if you'd like to, let's maybe take a little bit of swaying side to side, getting moving in the body again, shifting your hips from side to side. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just bending your knees. Always bend your knees when you're going to be moving your pelvis like this. And take it as deep as you'd like. And then move however feels good in your body to this music. Imagining, keeping in mind that your body is somewhere between 50 and 70%, or 75% even, water. So you're already water. So this is your water moving around in your body, right? And just focus on feeling good. You can rotate through your ankles if you want. You can take circles of your hips. And again, just do what's comfortable for you. Oh, you're not hearing the music, huh? I'm sorry. So if you're not hearing the music, imagine your favorite song that you would like to dance to. And as we continue, I would like you to start thinking about what it is that you want more of in your life. Feeling good. What would feel really good to you? It could be something big. It could be something small. It can have to do with any part of your life that you really, really want to bring in. What is it that you want to have more of? What is it you desire? What do you want to create, if that speaks to you? And as you're dancing here, somebody comes to your door and rings your doorbell or knocks on the door. You open the door, and that person is holding in a box exactly what you want. Opening up that box, what is in there? What is in that box? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you open up that box? Anything that comes to mind first? And take a moment now to answer this next question. Let me stop the music for those of you who are hearing it, hopefully. I don't know why you're not, if you're not. Let's see. Okay, share screen again. A little bit. We won't be doing a whole lot more of the music. Let's see, okay. Screen, here we go. Boom, boom, okay. Present. Next page. So you can use these prompts. Anything that came to mind, I'd like you to write it down. And this is if you had no guilt, anything you want. You most deeply want in your life, work, or career, anything that you'd like. And if it helps, you can look at these other prompts, what you feel strongly about, passionate about, any change you'd like to see or have in yourself or in the world, and anything you'd like to create. All of these are relevant to the second chakra. Take a moment for this. All right. I know this is fast, but we're going to move on to the next one. And sorry about the music, I forgot to share it. Getting used to this. So the third chakra. So we've gotten grounded, we've gotten moving. I hope it would still work for you with your internal music. And then here we are with the third chakra, which is the solar plexus, the point of empowerment, will, action, the right to take action. And fire is the element associated with it. So, it makes sense. Fire, getting fired up, moving forward. So we're going to move into some poses to get engaged with that power, right? But first, what I'd like you to do, I'm going to share my screen again. And there are a couple of questions that I'd like you to answer, and then we will move into poses so that you can use what you put in the put down in the next phase. Thank you, Harumi, for noting the internal music worked well for you. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen again. There we go. Okay. So I'd like you to choose one. Oh, can you see it now? I would like you to choose one of these prompts. If I had unlimited funds, I would. Or if I knew I only had 2 years to live, I would. So just take a minute to jot down anything that comes to mind for one or the other of those. And don't hold back. Put down anything that occurs to you. This is like a brainstorming. So from here, what I'm going to ask you to do is look at the answers that you put for your second chakra commentary or reflection of what you want. Anything you've put down, you may have a number of things you put down, and then look at whichever response you have written about here, unlimited funds or 2 years to live. And from what you've written down, choose one focus, one goal for yourself. It could be big or it could be little, you know, it could be, I'm going to apply for that PhD program. It could be, I'm going to drink more water. It's always good to have SMART goals, but I'm not going to be too picky about that right now. That's the kind of a thing that if we were doing a longer kind of a workshop, we could get into the details of figuring out what you want for your goal, but just anything that speaks to you right now that you want to work with right now. And then you can answer this question, I am ready to. What are you ready to do? It could be write that email, whatever it is. And then if there's something there may be something you need to let go of in order to take that step, take that action. There may be something you want to let go of. So for example, if you're thinking, I'm going to apply to grad school, you might need to let go of self-doubt or perfectionism or whatever it might be. There might be something that it would be helpful for you to allow to go away to help you move forward. So go ahead, if there is something like that, put that down. Okay. So have you all been able to come up with what you would do in either of those circumstances with money or limited time and a goal, a focus? Does everybody come up with something? Good. If you're having trouble, just choose something, just one thing that you can use this exercise for, because you can come back and do this again. The idea for this workshop is that you don't just do it once. Thank you for the thumbs up, people. Okay, so now we're going to move into some action poses. And the first one is Wonder Woman or Superman or super being. Could be super pup, superhero or heroine, or I don't know the gender neutral for hero. And just stand tall, lift your heart, look out onto the horizon, shoulders back, but not too tense. Engage your belly, allow your pelvis to drop. And imagine, bring to mind that goal. Imagine that you are going to fulfill that goal, you are going to take that next action. Take this stance, feel the strength in your body, the power that you have, the space that you're taking up, and breathe into it. If it helps, you can look up a little bit higher onto the horizon. Imagine yourself succeeding. Amy Cuddy is a psychologist who talks about power poses. I don't know if you've heard of her. She has a TED Talk, and she also has a book called Presence, and she talks about how posing and how your body and mind influence each other. So that if you take certain poses, that it will influence the state of your mind. And so this would be an example of a pose. This is not actually technically a yoga pose, but it's one that sort of is in part of our popular culture, right? So there's one. And then another one, which is more yogic, would be Warrior Two or 5-point star. Is that what you're showing, Anna Marie? 5-pointed star. So 5-pointed star, thank you. We'll do that. Thank you for the cue. So you have your legs out to the, you can have your toes pointed out a little bit and your arms out in a V, like a victory. And you can, again, it's another version of the same pose, but a little bit more activated because it takes energy to lift your arms up. And again, breathe into it. And you can lift your chin a little bit if you'd like. Again, imagine yourself succeeding in fulfilling this goal, taking that step, taking that action. Great. Now we're going to come into Warrior Two, just to give you, thank you, Lisa, for that link to power posing in the chat, to the TED Talk rather. Warrior Two is, you start essentially from 5-pointed star, if you'd like, and then you turn one foot so that it's parallel, facing forward, and then you bend the other knee. So the foot that is pointing to the side, in this case, I'm doing your left, it would be your left if you're mirroring me. You're bending into that, you're reaching your arms out away from your center, and you're looking over your ring finger or your middle finger, and you're imagining potentially a target, whatever it is, that goal that you have. And again, here, take care of your body. Don't go too deep if it's not comfortable for you. But feel the strength in your legs. Feel the engagement in your belly, your chest lifted, the strength of this pose. Become the fearless warrior who's going to achieve what they want. And then you can change sides because it always feels good to balance it out, at least for a little bit. So when you're doing this, make sure that the knee that's bent is over your ankle and not coming in too much, not coming in towards your inner knee, so that you're not going to hurt your knee, and you have strength in that back leg. And again, imagine succeeding and breathe into it. Okay, so we've done a few poses. For some of you might be feeling, well, that doesn't feel very active. I mean, it's active, you're static, but you're active, but maybe it feels too static. So maybe you need something that's more mobile, moving more, right? So what are some ways that you can take action? So one way would be to like pull things towards yourself. So like, here's my goal, and I'm going to pull it towards myself. Go ahead and try that if you'd like. Pull that goal towards yourself. You can do that. Or maybe you want to kind of put yourself out in the world. You want to take steps to make yourself bigger. Put yourself into the space. Rather than holding it in, make it big. Any movement that feels like you're expanding yourself and reaching out. So you can pull in, you can push out, you can do a combination. You could, if there's something that you're trying to get, but you're also trying to get rid of something else, you can push away the thing that you don't need, and you can pull in the thing that you want. You can also do, this is called fierce mudra. Mudra or hand hand poses essentially that have different meanings, but this is essentially you have your pinky and your pointer finger, and you're going to poke at that obstacle. Thank you, Corey. Inhale, pull your elbows back by your sides, lengthen to your legs, and poke out that obstacle. Inhale, pull, exhale, push. Inhale, pull, exhale, push. I know I'm going kind of fast, but the idea is that, and if you don't want to do exactly what I'm doing, the idea is to get rid of something that is in your way. You can also do slashing. No, I will have no self-doubt. I will have no worry. I won't let this get in my way. Whatever it is, you can slash it, get it away. You can also do wood chopper, but that's a little bit more vigorous. But anything that helps you kind of get rid of, move out of, beyond that self-doubt or anything holding you back. So these different ways that you can activate through your body, you can take action, and you're connecting your intention with your movement. And that helps activate you, helps you think about where you're going to go. Helps you take action to where you're going to go, actually. Okay. But also, actually, let me mention, I wanted to say also that clearing something away doesn't have to be violent and vigorous. It can also be like, I'm choosing to let that go. I'm choosing to push that away. You know, so if your style is more gentle, if you don't feel like, you know, I don't want to be angry or harsh, it's fine for you to calmly say, no, that isn't really what I want. I want to get rid of that. That's not serving me. Let me just sweep that away. Let me shake that off. Let me get rid of it. You know, a little bit gentler. It doesn't have to be harsh. So hopefully this gives you a feeling for what it can be to take action, to get your body ready to take action, to get your mind ready to take action. And notice, just from what we've done, maybe you noticed certain poses felt better, certain actions felt better. And these are things you can bring into your life. You know, I'm feeling kind of stagnated, or I know what I want, but I can't seem to get moving. Maybe you need to get up and move in some way, right? Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go into a breakout room. And let's see, how many people do we have now? Okay, we have 8 people. Yay. We have 8 people. Yes. So we're going to get you into pairs. And they're arbitrarily, randomly paired up. And what I'd like you to do is share a desire and a goal. So just share your desire and your goal, your little goal, whatever it is right now. And then talk about what it was like to experience the movement with the intentions. Like what we just did, what was that like? Did you love it? Did you find it awkward? You know, were there certain parts that you liked better, certain poses or movement that spoke to you better? So I think I should put that in the chat so that you can know what you're doing. Let me just get to my, okay, just one moment. Okay, I'm just going to type it in the chat. Here we go. Okay, share your desire and action goal or focus, and plus it is like to experience the movement, intention. Okay, everybody see that in the chat, ready to partner? No, you don't see it? Oh, because I just sent it to Lisa. Sorry. So many technicalities. Let me try that again. Oh, what the heck did you do that for? That didn't work. Okay, so it's not letting me copy it for some unknown reason. Here we go. Try again. It's going to do the same thing. Okay. Okay, you're really annoying. I'm just going to type it again. Okay. Now can you see it? Yay. Okay. Thank you, Harumi. So, Lisa, if you could do the honors, please.
Okay. And Dinorah, how much time?
Oh, thank you.
Everyone have?
Okay. So, want to make it kind of quick. So just like 3 minutes, okay? And so you take turns. One person goes, shares their thing. Other person goes, shares their thing. And then you can, if there's any time left, you can either come back or you can have a little more conversation. Does that sound okay?
All right, here we go. And I will give a 1.5 minute heads up to switch to.
Thank you. Oh, you might want to pause it. Thank you, Lisa. So how was that? Just quickly, how was that to share a little bit with each other? Hi, Kelly. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I'll share. I was with my partner Jolie, and it was a really nice experience. We talked about like how the movement really helps, especially with self-doubt. Kind of just a reminder, like, all right, put it like not put it aside, but just kind of remove it, clear it from your mind. Especially as they just kind of pop up in situations where you need to quickly like pivot, like say a presentation or I don't know, for me, like maybe working with the student. I'm like, okay, pop out.
Thank you. That's great. I'm so glad to hear that. Anybody else want to share for a moment?
I will, sure. Harumi and I both wanted more time, but we both realized that we have the time. I mean, we have responsibilities, but things just tend to come in and fill up our time.
Mm-hmm.
So, taking a moment to breathe and be in our bodies reminded us that, it's our time and we just have to make time. We have to make time for
it. Right. Interesting sort of, I don't know, what we call that, a paradox or something? Yeah. Sometimes if you slow down, you have more time. Strange. Thank you for sharing that. That's great. So good. I'm glad you were getting some benefit from that. So now we're going to move up to the 4th chakra. And so we're moving from the gut to the heart. And the 4th chakra has to do with the right to love, to be loved, to have compassion for yourself and for others. It's all about what would be, what you'd think the heart would be about, and relating to others and how how are your relationships? Are they smooth? Are there challenges? That kind of a thing. And with COVID, there's a lot of loneliness that people have been experiencing. And that can be really hard, especially if you're living alone. And so it helps, first of all, to be compassionate towards yourself, and then also to remember the people who are there that there actually are people around available to you. So, and it's maybe a matter of accessing them and making those connections. So we're going to do another guided breathing and visualization. Go ahead and get into a comfortable seat again. And go ahead and close your eyes again with a point of focus in front of you or just focusing inward. And settle back into your body, breathing in and breathing out. And if you'd like, you can put both of your hands on your heart, one hand on top of the other, on your heart space and your chest. It can feel really good to have this connection with yourself. And take a moment to check in about how do you relate to yourself in this process of anticipating possible change, of figuring out what that next step might be. Are you kind to yourself? Do you find yourself impatient? See if you can send yourself some compassion and love. Imagine your breath being a way for you to fill yourself up with compassion as you breathe in. Imagine that it is spreading through your body, going to all the different parts of you, from your toes up to the crown of your head. A sense of self-acceptance and love. Breathing it in. And seeing if you can let go of any harshness that you may bring upon yourself in this moment. See if you can cultivate an attitude of self-care. Bring to mind those things that you love about yourself. Remind yourself. Not that you have to have specific things. Sometimes it helps. But even without those things, just the fact of your being here and deserving of being loved. And as you continue to breathe, bring to mind anybody who gives you support, who has been supportive to you in the course of your life. It could be from your family, friends, people at work, other sources of inspiration. So maybe you've been to a workshop where somebody helped you feel cared for. Bring to mind, imagine all those people who have been there for you, from your ancestors up into the present. And feel them sending you care, sending you love, sending you compassion. Allow their love to come inward, for you to absorb it. And then you can also send love back out to them in this cycle of back and forth, breathing it in, breathing it out. See those people's faces. Feel their support. Remember that you have them to help you move forward. And now begin to think about, how can they help you? How can they be a source of support? Is it just by listening? Or is there some other way that they can be of help to you? Imagine that they are there to help you and that they will help you in whatever way you need. Knowing that different people may help you in different ways. Breathing in, breathing out. And go ahead now, bring your hands down if they're at your heart. And just notice how you're feeling. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back to our space together. So I want to share a few poses that can go with that. I mean, you can certainly just sit and breathe and do that, but sometimes it's also helpful to physically open sort of the heart space. And one way is to take cactus arms. This is like goalpost arms. And you can be on your shins, or you can even just be seated. And the idea is to lift your heart and arch your back a little bit if that's comfortable. You don't have to allow your head to fall back, but just opening up your chest and allowing your arms to come back. So bringing your shoulder blades together and opening your heart. And then you can also bring your arms, bring your elbows, your forearms together and round inward. So your heart, you can think of it as both being in the front and in the back of your heart. And then do movements, opening, lifting, exhaling, closing, bringing your forearms together. Inhaling, opening, lifting your heart. Exhaling, bringing your elbows together and your chin towards your chest. One last time, inhale, lift and open. Exhale, elbows coming inward. And then you can just let your arms come down. And another thing you can do is, even you can, if it's comfortable, you can get on your shins, or if you'd rather, you can stand up and just bring your hands to your lower back, and you can bend your knees and just open up your heart. But with your hands supporting your lower back, you can do that. It's another way to do it. And again, breathing. So there are other ways to get at opening the heart space, but that's a place to start. And I think oftentimes just breathing and being tuned into your heart is a way to validate that part of yourself. Because, you know, in our culture, well, granted, you know, there are lots of influences in our culture, but I think there's a lot, you know, at Berkeley, very analytical, very, you know, that's a lot of what goes on. Analytical approaches to think, logical, and you know, a lot of what we're doing right here is we're trying to get at the feeling aspects of ourselves, the experiential and feeling aspects of ourselves. So thank you for doing that part. And now we're going to move into, actually, hang on a sec. I mean that we need to move into the next, sorry, go back here. Share the screen and then go back to the questions. So the next one will be, let's do present. Present. And then, okay. So then you could just take a moment, take just like a minute to write down who can support me or help me stay motivated in this process, and how can they help? So just quickly jot down any names that come to mind. You can always add to these later in any way that you see that they could help. Okay. So you can add more to that later if you'd like. And we're going to move now into the fifth chakra. So the fifth chakra is the throat, associated with the throat and the right to speak and be heard. Speaking your truth. You know, we often are so careful about how we communicate. You know, we want to take care of other people. We don't want to hurt people. We don't want people to be upset with us. You know, various things you do to kind of that impinge on speaking your truth. Or maybe you grew up in a situation where you weren't really listened to, where you weren't really heard. And so it can take some effort to claim your voice, essentially. That's actually the name of a public speaking course I went through called Claim Your Voice, which is really great. If anybody wants to know about it, let me know. In any case, you can, through your efforts, you can come to speak your truth, to say what's on your mind, and that's what we'd like to start with today, right now. So in order to do that, though, I think it helps to get it, to just get into the body some. And like, I just want to invite you to do a little bit of jaw massage here. Just very gently massaging your jaw. You can close your eyes if you like. You can also go a little bit around your face and very gently down your throat and massage your shoulders and your neck, the back of your neck. The front of your neck isn't really comfortable to massage, but just kind of the places around speaking, just being gentle and kind to yourself. You can open and close your mouth. Open your eyes. Make funny faces. You know, facial expressions are part of communicating, right? And what I'd like to do now is move into making a little bit of sound. So, so what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, and then on the exhale, we're going to just let go some sound. You can go through the vowels, but I think it's helpful to go like a, e, o, u. So like if you breathe in, you go, ah. Depending on where you are, you may or may not be able to be really loud, or but if you can, I say let loose. Or you can always do this if you're in your car, if you drive. It's harder on public transportation. Ah. See if you can allow your jaw to relax. And then you can take it through the other vowels, like e, e, o, u, like and then you can just make any sounds that feel fun. Just have fun. Whoa! You can move your body with it. Wow! Whoa! I'm making enough crazy sound for all of us, I guess. And you can stand up or sit down. Just the idea is like, ha, because we tend to hold it in. Ha, ha. And you can add in some consonants like ba, 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 ba. Pa, pa, pa. Da, 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 dee, do, do. Ma, 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 ma. And you can, and something that's fun to do, I can't do it with AirPods in really exactly, but you can plug your ears and go, feels good, it resonates in your whole head. And you can do it with Z too. And V. Just play around with it. Ma, 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 na, 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 la, 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 rah, rah, rah. So I'm being kind of jumping all over the place, but the idea is that you can make sounds and enjoy playing with your voice and not making any sense, because there's so much of a, you know, all the time we're supposed to make sense, we're supposed to be logical, we're supposed to do things that are, you know, be productive. And sometimes you just want to say whatever's on your mind and not worry about the impact. So, not that I'm saying don't be nice, but you know. So just getting comfortable speaking. So what I'd like you to do now is bring to mind someone, anybody, could be a family member, somebody from work, a friend, who you want to communicate with about your desire or your action or both. Telling them that you're planning to do this, or something they need to know about you, or about your plan, or just something you'd like to share with somebody. I was working with a friend on this, and he was talking about somebody who, he didn't tell me who it was, but he said, I want to tell this person that I feel like they don't really listen to me. So just it could be something that's comfortable or less comfortable. But the idea is to get started thinking about, what would you like to tell somebody that you haven't had a chance to tell them? It could even be, I want to tell you I love you. That's okay too. It could be something really, supportive. But the idea of getting comfortable saying what's on your mind. So what I'd like you to do is, I'm going to, let's see, share my screen one more time. Deep. Okay. Okay, now I'm getting a weird thing. Probably not seeing that. Okay. There we go. Pardon my talking to myself. By the way, this communities you want to contribute to from the last one, you can do that on the worksheet that will be provided to you. But so we only have time for so much. So this is basically saying, to help me move forward, I want to say what to whom. And then the other part you can do on the worksheet. This is, I express myself through, like maybe you aren't so much a talker. Maybe you like to write. Maybe you like to make art, or you have some other way of conveying what's on your mind or expressing yourself. So that's something that you can fill out on your worksheet when you get it later. But just for now, take a moment to write down anything you would like to say to anybody. Okay, so let me ask you, because we have basically 28 minutes left. Are you all dying to get into a breakout room and share with each other about what you want to tell somebody? Or would you rather we move on to the last two chakras? Any preferences? No preference? Next chakras, okay. Okay, we'll move on to the last two, but I do think it's a good idea to find somebody to tell, even if it's not the person you want to tell the thing directly to. Find somebody to confide in and tell them what you want to say, okay? So that you help yourself move that step forward. Maybe there's a member of your family who really needs to know something. Find somebody to talk to and tell them that. And sometimes this stuff can be very personal, so you can find somebody who feels like a good person for you to share with. Okay, so we will move into the next chakra, the sixth chakra. And this is the sixth chakra is located at the third eye between your brows, above your brows. And it is seen as the seat of intuition and also insight, imagination, wisdom, and the right, essentially, there are different rights that you'll see in different places what they say, but the right to see. And I think of like intuition, seeing intuition wise, not so much just like to literally see. And the element associated with it is light. The heart was air, and the throat was ether. And so here we have light. And so I'm going to put you into another meditation. And for this one, if you're comfortable, you can actually sitting is a good place to be for this. For the last one, I'm going to encourage you to lay down if you can, or to lounge. So for this one, go ahead and get comfortable and begin by closing your eyes. And again, bringing your focus inward, breathing in and out, settling in. So go ahead and take some deep breaths and allow each breath to release tension and help you relax further in your body and mind. Imagine a warm light flooding into your body from the top of your head. It could be a light of any color. As you breathe, see the light filling your whole head. On your next exhale, move that light from your head down to your throat for your right to be heard. Let it sink further into that space and open your communication channels. As the light moves through your body, feel it lift any blockages or barriers, keeping you from saying what you want. Take a breath in and send the light to your heart space. And hold it there for a second. Then breathe out and let the light sink into your heart. Breathe in and move the light down into your solar plexus, where your ribs meet, associated with your right to act, your personal power, and the power of transformation. Breathe out and let go of anything that might keep you from acting on what you want. And let the light sink in. Take another breath in and send the light to your belly, the right to feel and want. Hold it there for a moment, then breathe out and let the light sink in. Take a deep breath in and bring the light into the base of your spine now. And breathe out, letting the light get brighter and brighter there. You're feeling grounded and connected to your purpose and your right to exist. Take another deep breath and hold it at the top. At the exhale, release any tension you have with a big sigh. Now breathe in again and send the light down your legs. Breathe out and let it move down to your feet. Relax your feet, the balls of your feet, your toes. Now imagine roots growing out of your feet and deep into the earth. These roots are connected to the Earth's magnetic field, which extends from the Earth's interior out into space. Visualize the magnetic energy flowing from the Earth into your feet. You're able to harness this magnetic energy. Continue to take slow, deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And with each breath, know that you're absorbing more and more magnetic energy. Imagine your magnetic field expanding with each new breath. You are a magnet. You are a magnet for all the goals that you are working towards, for anything you hope for. You're a magnet for people who are being pulled to you from places near and far, who need exactly what you have to offer and will support you in pursuing your dreams. See those people. See those people now. You're a magnet for new opportunities. Now take a deep breath to direct all your resources to activate energy to pursue what you want, clearing out any energy that is holding you back and providing you with confidence and courage to take steps forward and realize your desires. Continue breathing in and out, noticing what images and sensations and feelings are emerging from this meditation. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. So now we're going to move into, I'm going to share with you my screen. And we'll do the next reflection. Okay. So at this point, you can write down anything that came to you during the meditation, anything that stood out to you, was meaningful, any images that stuck with you that felt important, that resonated with you, any intuitions that came up. Okay. So does anybody want to say anything about your experience with that? You could put it in the chat if you would rather not say it. Lisa says she feels lighter and brighter. Great. So if anything occurs to you that you would like to add into the chat, you can feel free. Warm and fuzzy for me, says Harumi. So I love this. I love this meditation, and people usually respond really positively to it. I mean, I haven't had nobody respond negatively. And it reminds me of planned happenstance, which is an approach to career development. And basically, the idea behind it is to follow your curiosity. Essentially, if you know what you want and you keep your eyes open, you have your awareness, then you're going to notice opportunities. They're going to come to you. So it's kind of like the story that I told you at the beginning. You know, I'm looking for something to shift the way I work. And then my colleague has this set of CDs. Like, isn't that interesting, that serendipity? So if you think about your life, there are probably a lot of times that this kind of thing happens where you think of something and then it happens, you know, like when a friend calls when you're just thinking of him or her, you know. So I encourage you to think about those, because I think this can be kind of, can help you feel grounded, can help you feel excited about the future. So I'm glad to see that, Harumi, that you can relate to that. Thank you. And that others of you have said that, you know, that you could reconnect with yourself through that meditation, giving what you have to the world. John said, thank you. So I hope that was meaningful for you. So now we're going to go to the seventh chakra. Yay. So this one is kind of the spiritual, ethereal, super ethereal realm. The chakras go from the most earth-based, you know, most more physical matter, up to the more ethereal, spiritual. And so this one, the crown chakra, is, you know, the right to know. And the way I think of it is sort of the right to know that you are connected with everything, that everything is connected. And, you know, that it's an illusion that you're not, you know, that we are all connected, that we're all sort of the same. And I think of it, I like the metaphor of the ocean, that we're all part of this ocean. We're all waves in this ocean. We all have these commonalities. It's kind of like, I think it's a really beautiful way of thinking about it. And people will have different ways of thinking about this connection to something larger. I mean, there's, you know, obviously it can go from more spiritual to more religious, and, you know, it's very personal. I also think of it as transcending personal responsibility. Like, you don't have to be in charge of everything. You don't have to control everything. Sometimes you can feel like you're responsible for everything. It's your fault if something happens or doesn't happen, you know, and sometimes it's beyond your control. And sometimes you need to, it'll help you to let go of that feeling of having to take responsibility, having to control, you know, and to surrender that control and allow things to happen, or allow others to take action, whatever it is. So this next meditation speaks to that. And so for this one, yeah, ideally you'll lie down for this one, if you can get comfortable lying down. If you're going to be on your back, if it's uncomfortable for your lower back, you can put something under your knees, like a pillow under your knees, to allow your back to relax into the ground. If you don't lay down, that's totally fine. It's going to be, the meditation lends itself to that. Even if you can recline backward and feel like you can just relax backward, that would be great. So again, let's close our eyes or find a point of focus and focus on your breathing. Notice your breath flowing in and out, slowly and rhythmically. Continue to breathe slowly and deeply, and gradually relax deeper and deeper. breathing in and breathing out. As you breathe slowly, deeply, and naturally, feel the chatter of your mind become calm and quiet. And your mind become clear and spacious as the sky. And your thoughts are like clouds drifting in, drifting out, until finally they disappear and your mind is clear and spacious. Your mind is free, clear, and open. And you're ready to be carried along with this daydream, ready to let go of control, of responsibility. Imagine a deep, wide, slowly moving river. The water is brilliant and clear, cool and refreshing. It shines and sparkles as it moves softly and smoothly. Place yourself in the middle of the gentle current. Feel the sensation of the water trickling over your skin, soothing and cool. You settle here and breathe, enjoying it, feeling safe. Breathe in and out. The water flows calmly and gently around your body and tickles your skin. Feel the current moving slowly past your ears, your neck, chest, stomach, waist, legs, and feet, so that you become part of the swaying current. Hear the trickling underwater sounds, the water gently rolling over the rocks, the sand rushing through the water, and your legs and arms swaying back and forth with the current. As the water continues to support your body, notice your tension releasing itself into the stream. No need to worry about staying afloat or staying in place. Just concentrate on letting go of your body's tension and drifting with the current of the stream. Feel how light your body is, how relaxed, how peaceful you feel. The very fact that you have imagined your tension and responsibility floating away with the stream's current makes it possible and real. Your tension has been released and you feel light and relaxed. Tell yourself this now. You will bring back this good feeling, this feeling of lightness and relaxation and letting go. When you are ready, slowly open your eyes and let in the sight of your surroundings. Does anybody want to share what that was like? Or how you feel? Very relaxing, says Lisa. Thank you. Did it feel good to let go of control, to kind of just become part of the stream? Thank you, John. Unburdened. I love that. So we're going to come to the last sharing of the screen. Actually, not the last, but almost. Let's see. It's hard to let go sometimes, and yet it feels so good when you allow yourself, I think. I mean, it can be challenging. So here we are. Let me go and go down. Okay. So here's some questions, a few questions for you to look at. And we're running low on time. So maybe looking at these questions, if any of these speak to you, you could think about, is there anything in particular that helps you feel like you're part of something larger? Or that you're sort of transcending time, that you're in a state of flow? People talk about nature or music, being in the woods. Does anybody want to share anything that particularly helps you feel like you're part of something larger? Or just that you're, yeah. So you can just note this for yourself. It's fine not to share. But I hope that this gives you a feeling for the seventh chakra. I mean, obviously, all of these things are very personal, and all of these aspects of the chakras are very individual, even though, we're all sort of connected. And the last part, what I'd like to ask you, is there anything that stood out for you today, like anything from what we've gone through that was the most helpful or meaningful, or that you enjoyed the most? If you could put that in the chat or share that, or let me know if you have any other comments that you'd like to share, that would be great.
I would like to share that I feel like we transcended time here. So it felt timeless, and it really went by fast, and I enjoyed being connected with everybody here to just slow down and take time.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you, Dinorah, for guiding us.
My pleasure. Does anybody have like a particular, Jolie, do you want to say anything more about what you said here in the chat? Going through the seven chakras, your experience has been that it's difficult to go through them? I don't want to put you on the spot. So if you don't need to say anything, okay. Okay, connection and non-personalization. Thanks, Anna Marie. I'm glad you feel better, Jolie. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know. If your background is noisy, it's it's kind of like I'm just in this silent room all by myself, right? Well, I hope that you have all found this helpful. And if you would please do fill out the survey that Lisa will put in the chat. And if you would like more of this kind of an offering, I'm very happy to offer more of this kind of a thing. And, whether it be through People and Culture or the Wellness at Work program that Corey represents, Corey Evans. You can put that on the evaluation if you're interested in if there's anything in this realm that's of interest to you. Can't promise that it will be offered, but I certainly would love to know. And if there's a way, then I would love to be able to offer it.
Thank you, Dinorah, so much for offering this workshop and just inviting us all to experience like the power and connection of using our body to also connect with, our inner wisdom as we're thinking about career and life planning. So it's like it's somatic, the whole person approach. So thank you so much for that. And we're recording this so we can revisit and continue to practice. And yes, I did put the evaluation link in the chat. If you feel inclined to do it now, or if you just want to continue with this flow and relaxation, I will send the email with the evaluation link as a reminder and the deck out. So feel free to do what you're in the mood to do and ride the wave of or whatever your flow is right now. Dinorah, thank you. Thank you all for being here. And I hope that you have a wonderful, relaxing evening and that this is a nice start to the weekend. It's almost Friday. So thank you, everybody. Take care and namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much for coming.